Mr. Nanny. What can be said about this movie starring the late immortal Hulk Hogan? Can you call him the late immortal Hulk Hogan? Since if he's dead, he's not immortal. I don't know. That is up for debate. But what can be said about this movie? Is it stupid? Heck yes. Is it funny? Not really. Is it mainly for kids? Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it as a kid. And I imagine today's kids, if they watched it, they'd enjoy it and not have a clue who Sherman Helmsley or Hulk Hogan is. Or any of the wrestlers who were beating up Hulk Hogan in the beginning. Do I enjoy it as an adult? I think it's one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen. So Hulk Hogan plays a wrestler named Sean Armstrong, who is now retired and fishing for the smallest fish he can find. At least that's what I assume he's doing, since that is what he's catching. Because he's having nightmares of the wrestling ring, where a bunch of people beat him up, including Kamala, Rick Steiner, Brutus the Barber Beefcake in face paint, and there was another one, but I don't remember him. But they all beat him up while he's wearing fishing gear. So apparently he was playing a fishing character, and the fans just booed the crap out of him. So Vince just sent everybody out to beat the crap out of him. And Sherman Helmsley comes to him, and he was his manager, took a bullet for him, and says, "I need you to work for me as a security guard." Now, wrestlers, after they retire, they work a number of real-life jobs. Like, Muhammad Hassan is a high school principal. I don't know where, and I doubt anyone recognizes him since he only had about a 2-year career. Rick Steiner owns like a construction company. Scott Steiner owned a Shoney's, but it went out of business during the pandemic. Spike Dudley became a firefighter, so I don't know how they found good to fit him because he's so small. Midian, also known as Naked Midian, became a chef, and he is still naked in that kitchen. And just imagine that grease popping on your naked skin, and he goes, "Oh yeah, feel the burn" when it does. Actually, I made that last part up. No idea what he does. He is a chef, but no idea if he's naked in the kitchen. I'm assuming yes. So Sherman Helmsley talks Hulk Hogan into being a security guard, mainly because Sherman Helmsley is starving to death, and Hulk Hogan is his only hope. So Hulk Hogan goes to the guy's work, where he's going to be a security guard. And the guards won't let him in because he's on a motorcycle and he's dressed not in a suit or anything. And he's wearing sunglasses. So he beats up all the guards and rips the chunk off the rail that's supposed to keep cars out. Because Hulk Hogan is apparently the Hulk now and can just rip things off. And beats up everybody. So the guy's like, "Hell yeah, I want him." And instead of security, he's like, no, you don't. And they explain what they're doing. It's microchip. But he's not protecting the microchip, and he's not protecting the head of their organization. He's protecting his kids. So they go to meet the kids, and their nanny, they sit on fire. Now, this should be a lesson to you. If you're going to meet someone's kids and they sit their nanny on fire, that might be a warning sign. Just might be. But Hulk Hogan agrees to be their nanny and security guard. So in comes a bunch of pranks that they pull on Hogan, trying to injure him, setting him on fire. They don't set him on fire. They electrocute him. They hit him with weights. They hit him with a bowling ball. They knock him down steps. They do all sorts of stuff to him. Make him wear a chauffeur's hat. He goes to school with the little girl, and the little girl gets sent to the principal's office. But he's like, "Hey, I'm worse than you, little girl, and they're gonna let us go." Sees the boy get beat up. He's like, "Kid, I can teach you how to fight." And the kid's like, "Fuck you, Hogan." Kind of like everyone else was to Hogan when he was alive. But then Hogan notices that Dad never punishes the kids or even spends time with the kids since the mom died. And Hogan's like, "You need to spend time with your kids, man." And he's like, "What do you know about kids?" And Hogan's like, I know they need love." And he's like, "What do you know about kids? I'm a chain them in the backyard, feed them dog food." Okay. So then the bad guy, Xanatos, tries to steal the chip from the guy's office, but it goes awry because it's not there. So they beat up the head of security, who's actually working for Xanatos, and leave. And we see Xanatos has a big metal plate on top of his head. Kind of like Chop Top, but it's much bigger, and it gives him headaches. Only Chop Top scratched his with like a clothes hanger. So maybe this guy needs to scratch his with the clothes hanger too. I don't know. So the businessman moves up his trip to Washington to present his thing that'll shoot down nuclear missiles and bombs and all sorts of weapons. It's pretty much going to disable every weapon all over the world and turn them all into flowers, and then we're all going to hug, and then we're all going to have sex. That's what his chip does to this device he's building. Okay. So then the head of security, he gets in a car with the head of security, but not before the dad visits his kids and realizes how special they are. And then he gets in a car with the head of security, and the bad guy's driving the limo, and they kidnap him. But then the head of security is jet rocket seated out of the car. So Hulk Hogan calls his friend Sherman Helmsley, who uses a cane because once again he took a bullet for Hogan in the leg. Well, his name's Sean Armstrong in this movie. And they come to the kids and they explain the story that Xanatos wanted Hogan to throw a match, but he refused. So Xanatos pulled a gun. Only Sherman Helmsley got in the way of Xanatos shooting Hogan in the balls and took a bullet in the leg. So then Hogan threw Xanatos off a roof. Well, actually, Xanatos kind of fell off the roof swinging an axe at Hogan. But anyways. And that's how he got the metal plate in his head, because he fell on his head. Meanwhile, the dad is being tortured, and Xanatos decides to kidnap the children. Hopefully he doesn't sell them to Trump, but he's just going to kidnap them. So he sends his goons into Hogan, and they easily overtake Sherman Helmsley and Hogan. And they kidnap the children and Sherman Helmsley. Why they want Sherman Helmsley too, I don't know. I guess they thought he was worth something because he was on the Jeffersons. I don't even know why he's in this movie. He should have Jefferson's money still, and he shouldn't have to do crap like this. So Hogan sits out on his motorcycle, and as the sassy black cook says, "You're just a wrestler." But Hogan somehow has knowledge of tactics and hand-to-hand combat that a wrestler wouldn't have. But this movie's not really that. We're going to ignore that for a time. So Hogan sits out and he breaks into Xanatos' lair. Sherman Helmsley frees himself with a machine gun, blowing the ropes off between his hands. And Hogan fights his way to Xanatos, who beats him with his metal plate before the dad and the son, who are really smart, create an electromagnetic thingy that brings Xanatos to it and spins him around in a circle and throws him in the air. I don't think it would work that way, but I am not a scientist. And his plate falls to Earth. Everyone's happy. And then Hogan goes to leave at the end, and the kids tie a giant steel cable to his motorcycle, stopping him from leaving. And Sherman Helmsley settles down with the sassy black lady. And we don't know what happened to the Mexican lawn people, and we assume Hogan took out the Asian martial arts guy that was working for Xanatos. This movie's kind of racist a little bit. And that's the movie. Is it great? Not really. Is it racist? Kinda. It kind of fits Hulk Hogan. It's not that great. It's kind of racist. It involves children. Because Hogan was always for the children at this time in '93. And it's got a lot of slapstick comedy. Should you watch it? I'd rather watch Suburban Commando, personally. That is also on Tubi. So you can watch Mr. Nanny, or you can watch Suburban Commando, which is a much better Hulk Hogan movie and also has The Undertaker in it. So join me next week where we talk about something on the wrestling show. And for the movie, we're going to do Malibu Shark Attack.